Imagine merging onto a busy highway. You press the accelerator to get up to speed, but instead of shifting smoothly into the next gear, your transmission violently slams into gear, slips out of nowhere, or worse, your car goes completely limp and refuses to shift at all. If your dashboard is lit up and you pull a P0798 code, your engine computer is screaming that there is a major electrical problem with transmission pressure control solenoid C. Inside your automatic transmission, there is a complex maze of hydraulic channels, and the computer uses electronic solenoids to precisely direct high-pressure transmission fluid to engage the correct clutches and bands at the exact right millisecond. Without this perfectly timed fluid pressure, your transmission simply cannot shift gears. When the computer detects an electrical malfunction specifically with solenoid C, it usually triggers a limp mode to prevent the internal gears from shredding themselves to pieces. Now, because this is labeled as an electrical code, a lot of people immediately assume they need to drop the transmission pan and replace the solenoid right away, but you need to hold on a second. One of the biggest, most overlooked causes of this exact issue is heavily neglected, deeply contaminated transmission fluid. If your fluid looks like dark, burnt coffee instead of a clean, translucent red, or if your internal filter is completely clogged with microscopic metal shavings, the transmission pump simply cannot push enough fluid to operate the solenoids properly. Before you tear into any heavy electrical diagnostics, pull your transmission dipstick and honestly evaluate the condition and level of that fluid. If it is severely degraded, a proper fluid and filter change might just save your entire transmission. However, if your fluid is absolutely pristine, you need to grab a flashlight and carefully inspect the external wiring harness plugging into the side of the transmission. Look very closely for any wires that have been chewed up by road debris or connectors that are corroded from driving through deep puddles. If the external wiring is solid, you will likely need to use a digital multimeter to check the resistance of the solenoid itself, which usually involves dropping the fluid pan. Take this warning seriously, because continuing to drive with a slipping transmission will rapidly burn up the internal clutch packs and turn a relatively straightforward diagnostic fix into a massive, complete transmission rebuild.